We're a group of friends united by a common purpose to create happy, stable, valuable women around the world. Because if it happened to us, it probably happened to you too. Let's get right into it. Dani, what is today's topic?
Today's topic is how to identify a cheater.
When you are doing something that you're not supposed to, or it's like wrong, it's simply because you don't know something. Right? Could you guys agree with that? It's like you just don't know something.
Yeah.
So we're gonna tell you what a cheater is. Okay. It says a person who acts dishonestly in order to gain an advantage.
Okay.
That's one definition. And the other definition is a person who cheats on a sexual partner.
Okay. I have different definitions on that too.
Oh, okay. This is from the dictionary.
This is Daniela's dictionary.
Daniela's
You
dictionary.
rock. No, here's the thing.
Thank you, but
Thank you, dictionary, Webster,
However,
the encyclopedias, all that.
Let me introduce this to you.
I think because I know it says like about the sexual partnership, right? But to me, a cheater is also somebody that's not sleeping with somebody else. Like for me, if my husband or my boyfriend, my partner is texting romantically with somebody else, to me, that's already cheating. They maybe have never seen each other, they maybe have not kissed each other or had sex with each other, but to me, that is cheating already. That's dishonest, exactly. So I'm like, oh, but he has, like, those I know these girls that do these justifications for guys. They're like, oh, well, he hasn't done anything. He doesn't even go out or anything. I'm like, but they're still liking, texting,
Or
other
some men watch
women.
porn.
Exactly.
Right.
Like all of these things, like, no, I don't agree.
What do you girls think? Like, if you were married and had kids and, you haven't worked in a while and all this stuff, and then you discover the guy cheats on you, how would you handle that situation?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just get to work.
I mean, it's difficult to know how we'll feel about it in that moment. I would think, obviously, conversations need to happen, and I think, for me, it depends too, right? Like if my husband, we've been together for a long, long time, right? So they will have to handle it, like that condition, that issue, that thing. Like they need to get to the point of like, why did that happen, blah, blah, blah. And then I will have to take responsibility for my side of the deal. Like I will have to see like, how did I allow that? How did I make that happen? Not that I did anything bad. Obviously he has a lot of the fault, 99% of the fault. But I still will have to figure out what I did to cause that. Because if I am supposed to be able to control all of my environment and all the people around me, I should be able to
keep my husband.
and make sure that he's not doing these kinds of things, right?
I think for me, considering that I am a mom and I do have that unit, it's a larger unit, right, than just the A and B, I would be very calm about the situation. I'm a calm person. I don't freak out with a simple thing. So I feel like it's my superpower because I can be completely calm and I'm killing you with my eyes, right?
Yeah, you're planning on that.
Exactly. So knowing that if I react in a very crazy way, my children are going to see, they're going to feel it, and it's going to affect the entire household. Yeah. And that's something personally that I want to avoid for them, right? I can go crazy, fine. But is it the right thing to do at that moment? It's just like, let me go crazy after I handle everything. And then on my own, kind of just go through it, right? Because you're going to go through it and you're going to seek for that help. So in my case, I would for sure choose a very calm route, try to talk about it, try to fix it. And with time, phase out from whatever it needs to be, whether you need to move out or you need to do this or you need to do that. And we'll do it in phases instead of out of my house right now, right? Yeah. And you just have to know what it feels right for you and for the ones that are going to be directly affected affected by it, even though you know that you are the target, right? And it sucks because you kind of have to put you to the side because you have to think of other beings, right?
Wow. I think great points is how do I have some responsibility on this, and then staying calm and doing what's best for the for most amount of people rather than just you. Also, I want to tell you guys and girls that it's really easy to spot a cheater. It's really easy. Believe it or not, it's really easy. But the thing is that you yourself have to be honest with yourself. You have to have your own values, integrity, whatever that means to you. Like, it doesn't have to be what it means to me or the girls here. It's like, are you on a day-to-day actually doing the right things? Because if you are, then you will be able to spot other people who are also doing the right things, okay? And then you will also be able to spot those people who are not doing the right things, who lie to their partners, who lie to their bosses, who lie to their sisters, their moms. Like, it's so easy to spot when you are in ethics. That makes sense, right? But when you're not, when you're also, maybe you're not cheating, maybe you're not stealing, you're not doing all these big, bad things, but maybe you lie to your mom often, or maybe you lie to your husband often, that you tell him that you're gonna go walk in the park, but you're going and shopping behind his back, whatever. When it's little things like that, you start making it okay for you to lie and be dishonest. And it might sound silly, but it can go like to that next level where your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend is cheating and you cannot see it because you're so deep in your own lies and your own dishonesty that you make justifications. And you're like, well, I guess it's okay, or you're blinded by it. Okay, should we do 10 signs that he might be cheating or hiding something from you? I think this is also a good point. Like, maybe he's not necessarily sleeping with other women, but maybe
he's watching porn.
Exactly. Or he's
gambling.
Or gambling. Or stealing from his boss.
Or using drugs.
Or using drugs.
Yeah, you never know.
So, girls, like, it might not just be that they're with other girls. Maybe the guy actually has other issues.
Yeah.
Or the girl has other
So
issues.
we're identifying red flags in general, girls.
In general, because the traits apply to all of those types of lies and deception.
Yeah.
I will say the one for me that is the biggest, because they've done it to me and I've done it to somebody else, is the phone.
Yeah.
The phone. One time I had this boyfriend, he's like, where are you going with your phone? And I'm like, nowhere. Like to the bathroom. To the bathroom, and he's like, but why do you have to like leave your phone here? And I'm like,
No.
It's my phone.
no. And it was really bad actually, And he's like, you're terrified all the time.
How much energy are you wasting in that moment?
And you're like, and you're freaking out, and you're like, oh my God, they're gonna find out. You know what's the craziest thing? I was so paranoid, I would like delete all my messages. So when he went to open my phone, all the messages were deleted. And I'm like, thank God. But I couldn't, it's like I'm living in a world of lies and deceptions, and you feel terrible about it. Like terrible. And so the phone for sure, just because I know I've done it, but also because somebody has done it to me too. This person would not leave their phone anywhere. So just watch out for that.
But you get caught anyway, so.
Of course.
The same amount of energy
And the
that you-
stress of like, let me use your phone to make a call, and you're like,
there was no. My phone's dying.
It's not
No,
working.
it's not working. So now it's
cannot.
like literally.
Forget where your phone
what
is.
phone?
We've all come together thanks to like the similar courses that we've taken, and the information that you find in there is like, well, how would you guys describe some of the courses that you've taken and what happened to your old self that you were lying and cheating and hiding? Like, what was one of your biggest maybe takeaways?
For me, it was especially the course about values and integrity. You see, nobody can tell you that you're doing something bad. Like you have to figure it out for yourself. So when I was reading that book, I realized that I was not being an ethical person. But see, nobody told me, my husband didn't tell me, my boss didn't tell me. Like, I realized that for myself. So I think regardless of what you've done, right? Once you read it, you understand how that affects everything else around you. Like, that was my biggest win, is that I interpreted the information for me. Not because somebody else told me about it or told me how to interpret or that I was wrong. I realized it myself by reading the information. And at the end, it's beautiful because in this specific course, you have to you have to write down all of these things that you're doing bad and how you did them and who was there and what happened and how did that affect your life. And I was writing, I was like, oh my God, like I felt so bad, and I wanted to make things right in my life. And that was the beginning of my new life. So, it really transformed everything in my life. It transformed my relationship with my friends, with my family, the way I looked, Truly, I felt like I was freer, more able to talk. I was able to smile and talk to other people and not be so critical because I wasn't doing those things anymore. So it was, for me, life-changing, life-changing.
For me, it was, while I was reading this and just writing all the things down, I almost felt embarrassed that I've lived so long that way. I was like, what did I do with my life? I wasted it doing all of these things that just never helped me, but pushed me back. And it was getting to know, well, who am I now? If I'm not those things.
Oh, wow.
It was confusing, actually. I was just like,
What do I do now?
what color am I? Where was I born? What's my name?
Oh, but that's beautiful.
No, and I think that the hardest part is confronting yourself and seeing what you have done, because we tend to avoid it or act like it never happened or justify it. But when you confront yourself and you realize what you're capable of doing, which is crazy, then now you can take control of it. Okay, now I see it, I can control it. I'm not gonna choose that path now. And now you can trust yourself more. Before, if you don't even confront yourself, you cannot trust yourself.
Yeah, for me, it was more like on a responsibility level, because I thought that responsibility was guilt and like, how am I going to be responsible for something that was done to me, right? But it's not like that. It's not blaming. It's my fault that happened. Well, if I take responsibility that this happened, I'm going to find avenues to get over with it, and I'm not going to hold it on dear to me and make it long and make it last, but I'm going to be able to handle it quicker and pass through it quicker than being there a long time, struggling because I'm blaming and blaming and blaming, and I cannot see like, okay, instead of blaming that person, let me just tell them what happened and cut communications and then learn about how to identify this type of people. So that way I am responsible for that problem, and then that problem would not happen to me again because of that. It's not blaming, it's not guilt, it's more like, how can I take control of my life again and find a solution for that so it doesn't happen again?
Exactly.
Wow, amazing. I love this. Okay, I'm gonna run through the 10 things. This might help you guys. So number 1, he or she becomes very critical of you, extremely jealous and insecure, and accuses you of cheating. If somebody's accused, we're just gonna go through fast.
Because we can go
Go deep into each one.
5 episodes. We should.
On each. Okay, number 2, he never lets you touch his phone or her phone. Number 3, he doesn't take you close to friends and family. So you don't know the mom, the dad, the friends, or whatever.
Because somebody has already met the family member.
That spot is taken.
Exactly. That's what I'm
But
thinking.
sometimes families are part of it.
Yes.
I've met a friend
Things
that
we
she
have
was
to talk
the other girl, and the whole family was
New.
new, and they take it traveling.
And friends
Wow.
too.
It was crazy.
Oh, I know. I was at a party, okay, and then my friends were all like dancing, partying, and everything, and I'm like, okay, great. And then this girl is like, oh yeah, nice to meet you. I'm so and so's girlfriend. I'm like, great. And then the guy is like, okay, I'm gonna take her home, And I was like, okay, great. And then another girl showed up and said, I'm the girlfriend so and so, and I'm like, and I was like, what do you do? And this was like 10 to 15 people, and we all knew. And this wasn't just once. There was multiple guys doing the exact same thing.
Oh gosh.
Like 2, 3, 4
And they
girlfriends.
put you in these situations
And I'm like, nice to meet you.
I've been one of those girls who everybody knows, but you don't know. It's terrible.
Everybody knows by you. It's horrible.
Number 4, he mentions a girl or an ex-guy or girl often and talks bad about that person.
And out of nowhere.
And I don't know. We're eating.
Nobody's asking here.
Yeah.
But I don't get that one.
Like somebody's critical of their ex.
No, for example, you're like, oh, I'm driving this car. Oh, my ex had that car.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
That's
It's like,
it.
let her
That's
go.
one
But
example.
how does that relate to finding that he's a cheater?
No, for example, let me tell you an example.
She knows this happened to her.
No, I
This
swear it
happened
has
to
not
her.
happened to me, but I've heard stories.
Okay.
For example, at the office, it has what they call now office wife.
Yes.
That's a new term.
Okay.
And then he's like, oh yeah, today I was in this meeting and let's call her, I don't know, Andrea. Andrea did this and that. Oh yeah, Andrea told me about that. Oh, Andrea this, Andrea
I
that.
see
You're
what
like,
you
why are you
mean. Okay,
mention this girl now?
All the time.
Which kind of
All
goes
the
back to
time.
they're not necessarily sleeping with the girl, but
he
maybe
likes
they're
her.
going to lunch together.
And it's just this much.
Let me call Todd.
From the next level, yeah.
Be honest with yourself. Like, do you have good, healthy habits? Are you working on yourself? Do you have your life under control? Not perfect, but somewhat under control. Because if you do, then when you look at these things, at these points, you're going to look at them from a sane viewpoint rather than a crazy girl or guy. Like, what is she doing? She doesn't let me have the phone and things like that. All right, let's run through them. Emotionally distant, lack of interest and or sex. Wants to go out with friends more often instead of you,
Or doesn't take you.
or doesn't take you. Yeah, and again, from
wanna go.
Yeah, no, it's only guys.
It's the boys. It's boys' night.
And
Yeah.
they're all the girls.
But that's okay because we have like girl nights. The boys get together.
That's okay.
That's okay from a sane
But you're
viewpoint.
gonna know.
But you're gonna know. Exactly.
You're gonna know.
if
It's
you're
a feeling.
if you're a sane
If
person.
there's something wrong, like if you feel in your gut, there's something wrong.
Trust yourself.
Trust it.
Trust your gut.
yourself. No longer talks about the future with you. That's a good one. If he or she has social media, you're nowhere to be found on their
Yes.
social media.
I've heard about that a lot actually.
A lot. It's crazy.
One final thing. Let's change the culture of it, because right now, I think women and men both believe like everybody cheats, so I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna do it because everybody's gonna do it, and there's like this culture that everybody does it, and that's not true. Like, I am in a monogamous relationship for 7 years, and we have not cheated on each other for 7 years, and people always ask us like, are you guys okay? Like, is it going well? And I'm like, yeah, and we work together, we live together, like we spend a lot of time together, and it works out. It's awesome, but because it's healthy, we communicate and we fix things, but we have not cheated on each other. And I used to believe that was not real. Yeah, that's
Or possible.
And right now it's like this big push, social media everywhere. So just change that. It is possible. Just be able to find these red flags, communicate when you feel that there's a problem, and handle things.
There's good men and good women out there, and if you are good, and if you are a good woman or a good man, you'll find somebody of your same caliber. Yes. It starts with you.
Starts with you, and if you get better, you work on yourself. Maybe
We bring you realness and we bring you show.
I'm the show. I'm the show.
Well, thank you guys for joining us today. We are the Real Women Show. We bring you realness and we bring you show. If you want to learn how to get access to these courses like personal values and integrity and all of the ones that we mentioned, make sure you check our link down below. And as always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We will see you on the next one. Bye.